stages, and they still want to get the Harley for Aeon to come back on stage. Pokemon's gonna be having the bans right now, so let's see what they're opting for this time, because they honestly haven't really got those sort of marksmen on the side. RRQ Hoshi will be going in on those bans to remove a lot of all these options from Pokemon at the moment.
Pokemon might go for another Harith. That could be the case, but Evos SG here, they're thinking about the next ban, and it's going to be Ling. Let's just say that they're acknowledging the fact that this could be a Yi Sun-Shin side lane.
That's right, and there is that possibility for sure, but at the moment I'm just looking at, you know, we talk about mages here. It's definitely the interesting draft. It's good to see that, you know, the captain itself is having a good time, being very calm, level-headed, still having the time to smile it off.
Yeah, I agree.
So they're feeling great about this. So,
like, if you're the team captain, you need to be the captain's the team's anchor. Like, you need to be the rock that when everyone is just having a bad time, you're there to tell them that we should just fight this, we should just do this, and let's give our very best.
Okay, they're going in for the 1-on-1 ban, which is a smart thing to do because we've seen that double MM setup before coming from RRQ Hoshi. And I really wonder what's next on this list, because honestly, they can also work with just the Yi Sun-Shin for RRQ Hoshi, but for Evos SG themselves, they need to go in for those picks, right? So I'm looking at certain things like the Harith, which can be a pick that they usually go for since the clock is already being banned away. So what other options do they have?
I mean, you don't want Pokemon to get the Claude, so that's one thing. I think
it's already been banned away.
Yeah, I think Harith is going to be a good pick here for Evos SG, just to give that certain amount of late game insurance, even if they did not get the Yi Sun-Shin. But it would be very risky if they went for that, since they didn't have the vision from the Mountain Shocker anymore, so they can act 2 steps ahead to whatever RRQ Hoshi is planning. And they're planning to go at this very straightforward. They just want to fight.
That's right.
And it could be Potato. It could, the Harley could be the jungle hero.
Very interesting double mage setup here. Like, of course, you're trying to match these two vampires apart, right? The Camilla versus the Alice in the way. Drain each other out. Take your time, you know? Like, do it all you want. But this is the final pick for the side of Aeon. Still having a little bit of time to think. But Albert and Finn, how would you finish the composition? And I mentioned about the Harith. They are taking it away. We also mentioned the double mage. So technically, RRQ Hoshi does have it on their side.
Okay. The only thing that I don't like about RRQ Hoshi's lineup right now is they don't have a clear-cut way to catch the Harley. Yes, that's going to be the Carmilla is there, that's straightforward. But then again, you would know that Potato or whoever is going to use that Harley will ask if the Carmilla has thrown out the stun. If he has, he's just going to position himself so that the Kagura doesn't get a stun on him. So they don't really have a solid catch on this Harley. We could have gone for the Kaja more, but I think RRQ Hoshi doesn't really put Kaja in a high regard. So Evos SG, they just need to get a support or a jungler, and it's going to be 4 mages onto the side of Evos SG. They started, they kind of did the same thing earlier, but it's the polar opposite of things since it's a physical attack 4-man setup.
I'm starting to see a little bit of an interesting sort of a way that RRQ Hoshi could possibly find a way to counter, and it's by building a lot of magic resistance.
Yeah.
So
Athena Shield, Oracle.
They're looking for a hyper burst composition in a certain way or another, and that is probably how they're looking to take on most of the members of RRQ. But Lapu Lapu, we talk about this fighter being also strong for a very good reason. Like, if you let him hit the mid to late game, he's still going to be having that sort of potential to be able to out-sustain them, just run at them, get those damage being done. It's like a Uranus 2.0. Not as annoying with him running all
Not as annoying. Not as annoying. I agree. You know what? The players are ready. We're ready. I hope you guys who are watching at home is ready for the storm that's about to come in. This is reset to a best of one. Whoever wins this game will secure the upper bracket. And this is game 3 of the best of 3 series between RRQ Hoshi and Evos SG.
Evos SG, the last attempt back in M1 was not what they wanted. They crashed out of the group stage, but this time they're making their way into the playoffs if they could by taking arguably the best team in the tournament, RRQ Hoshi. But RRQ Hoshi, of course, being called the best, they still have things to prove that you are still there on top of the throne. But R7 already getting those pokes coming in. Interesting rotation coming from the side of Aeon, as you know, the Farsa pick itself that's coming right in for Aeon is definitely a talking point in this entire composition of Evos SG. And believe that, speaking of Aeon, he's already got those boots already up on deck. And what do you think about the sort of the spells being used by Soul as well as JPL?
Vengeance is a way to stop the damage output into the early stages of the game. I mean, they would be standing in front of the Carmilla, Lapu-Lapu, so just getting a bit of damage mitigated and throwing the damage back to these guys will be, let's say, a bit important in the coming fights into the early game. It could help them into the mid game and late game, but it depends on the tempo that they will set for the early game. And right now, look at this, JPL dealing so much damage on Psycho, and I think Psycho is just forced to go back.
You can see that he immediately needs to pop the flicker right there. Like, didn't really expect the sort of burst that will be coming in that short span of time. Of course, early game, you just expect to see more boots being purchased. And coin in for the side of Albert to cash right in. Not enough to actually steal it away coming from the Alice. And just love the lands being brought out as Potato currently initiating on towards this turtle already. Kagura is currently at level 4. So speaking of level 4 fights, this is going to be a pretty tough fight for the side of Cycle to come right in, being at level 2 at the moment, so they have to give this turtle away.
The first thing they've noticed is the turtle is gonna spawn near Soul. So when Soul got his level 4 ultimate, actually he's at level 5 right now, they just went for it. And they knew that if someone is gonna come from the side of RRQ Hoshi, they're gonna be zoned out by that Black Dragon form. And great usage of the ultimate, by the way.
Yeah, like, it's a perfect setup. Like, there's no better way to actually put that apart. Like, RQ already understood that, okay, this is a no-go zone. So, might as well just give the first one. We still have many more opportunities out there. Lil Wander now will still go in the hands of Evo, so a little bit of a slight lead amounting to a lot more. But, oh, the burst going out for Pokemon as he's using the Blood Oath to survive. He tries to go right back in to soak in a little bit more, but JPL has arrived to see. They managed to trade with R7 going down, and Finn as well. 2-for-1 trade in favor of Evo Singapore.
I like Evos SG's lineup in terms of punishing people. That Sylvana got the stun on the Kagura, and that led to Imperial Justice. And they went straight for that Harriet. They knew that Harriet didn't have any more Zaman Force. Didn't have anyone left in the tank. So that only means Soul and Lemon here is gonna have a back and forth. And right now, Soul is getting the upper hand in this lane, and they still get Harriet. He just respawned.
Wow, pure magic. We didn't even see that one coming. Like, literally. So.
Yep,
now, 3-1. I really feel that this is actually giving too much of that surfy stuff over to the side of Evos, but a dive coming from Lemon. They're still locking towards Aeon. He managed to escape with his wings. Flame shot coming out towards Lemon. Oh, that shot returned the favor. Soul secures that for 4 kills in Evos side.
Okay, so we all kind of know how Potato or Harley got his passive rework. For every hit, the magic resistance goes down.
That's
so
right.
It makes a lot of sense. If Potato is gonna rotate, then that only means that, well, Let's check here for a bit. Potato is here. He does go for the hat trick. And right now, Zaman Force in front of everyone, and they get forced back. That is the power of the feathered airstrike.
That's right.
And they proceed back to getting the turtle.
A little bit of push and pull. Evos so disciplined, knowing that they can actually force things out. Lemon now in the middle of these members, really distracting them away. They are giving out JPL and RRQ Hoshi. Both go right in, and they steal that turtle away alongside with another kill. JPL so being down, and this is going to be pretty much that opening for RRQ to come back up online.
Remember that if Evos SG commits a lot of the ultimates, RRQ Hoshi is gonna take advantage of the cooldowns that Evos SG have.
Indeed.
They have a lot of big teamfight ultimates, and big teamfight ultimates usually lead to like high cooldown.
That's
Black Dragon 4 has high cooldown. Aeon, as long as he doesn't have feathered airstrike, RRQ Hoshi is free to engage as much as they want.
And absolutely, I have to say that this game, going on the back and forth, Potato now being flipped out. Lemon will be able to secure the shutdown on his Lapu Lapu, but Yuzong has arrived. They're being pinned down, and all of them are in this choke point. So Vin has to do whatever it takes, and it's going to be the fair airstrike in the middle, not being able to do anything at all. Double kill for Lapu Lapu, and RRQ Hoshi has finally found themselves ahead in terms of kills. Calamity Reaper already in the hands of Potato, but it will be Soul that will be backing away, giving room for them to take another turret down. Now, I just love the response coming from RRQ. They are finding their way back into the game in a really quick manner. They've already got 2 turrets being secured, and Evos SG, now that they lost pressure across the map. Oh, that burst!
And Vin, he's gonna get caught out. Art 7 as well, and RRQ Hoshi here pushing their luck, overextending and overstaying in the enemy jungle. They get punished, and here comes Pokemon. You don't have Purify anymore. That's going to be Blood Oath, Flowing Blood, and all the disables possible to be thrown out here by Evos SG. They secure 2 kills, and right now this is a back and forth. Contra, we are on a seesaw right now. One gets the lead, then the other one gets the lead back, and so on and so forth. They're just playing in this playground right now.
Indeed. And now, with this turtle up online, they are selling the scores in terms of gold disparity. Baron airstrike, and finally they secure the turtle back on towards the south. Evos SG. Psycho tries to run away the carts. Enough to secure the kill. Vin popping down as well. Lemon now stuck in between the 4 members. Make that 5. Where can you go, Lemon? I'm gonna squeeze you out to make some lemonade. And that's a big shutdown goal coming right in. Evos opens up the mid lane.
When Clash gives you lemons, make lemonade. I like the idea, Contra. But you know what? They didn't have the opening. RRQ Hoshi just went a bit too aggressive there. They had it on lock. Like, you have to wait until Evos SG fails their initiations. They've used their Black Dragon form. They used everything, but onto the top lane, there is a fight happening. It's Soul and the Yisun Shin having a bit of a scuffle, but nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, they called it off really quickly. I guess it's just a small little taunt coming out there. Now, just look at this goal graph for a little bit. Evos initially having 2K lead. Now, after that fight, 2 fights in the lead. RRQ managed to pull back, and now only 1,000 in difference. Honestly, as much as it's a 3-kill difference, it's still not too bad for RRQ. Vin this time getting caught out. Wow, this Harley is going insane. 5 kills already. Lemon now getting caught out once again. Soul driving everybody away while Pokemon is zoning Psycho. Aeon being the center of attention, but the rest of Evos, they can't just choke out this Lemon, squeezing in through the walls. And where can he go? Soul also drawing all that aggro, and this is that mega kill for the Harley. What did I tell you? The best Harley of the tournament has arrived to the scene.
Potato just showing us his creds as the best Harley, and I do agree with you, Contra. He's playing one hell of a game. Now, going back to what I was saying earlier, since we're talking about the Harley, Harley got his passive reworked, and whenever he hits you with his skills, your magic resistance goes down. And it makes a lot of sense since you have a lot of allies which who deal, you know, a lot of magic damage anyone that Carly sets its sights to is 100% gonna get bursted with this certain lineup. But right now, Potato getting caught out. Lemon here, just being a beast, just fronting on everyone here, and he has been finding himself at the back lines every single time. Pokemon right now, they really want to fight. Pokemon going out, and that is going to be his death. Vin really trying to control Soul here. Soul doesn't have the Black Dragon form anymore, and that is the punish. Going to the side of RRQ Hoshi. JPL is the only members alive right now.
This is a little bit messy for the side of Evos SG. They were trying to focus on towards Lemon, which Lemon once again turns the tide for Evos SG, and that calls for a Lord. There's no way that JPL can get anywhere close by to be able to secure this one. They have to give it up to RRQ. So now, yep, in terms of kills, there is a little bit of that survey advantage, but Goldie now throwing back and forth. But RQ now holding it for the moment. We haven't seen a convincing lead from both sides. It's just basically the seesaw that you just mentioned.
Yeah. You know, Lemon just went through hell and high water to get that Potato pick off.
Yeah.
He's actually doing great the whole game. He finds his targets, he's doing his job, and the Mountain Shocker is there, so that means RQ Hoshi gets vision of what Evos SG is planning to do.
Well, with that sort of split up here, Lemon's going to be interrupting from the sides as well. They'll be able to get another one through the mid lane. But the Lord, they're marching towards the bottom side, and all of a sudden, you can see whatever lead that Evos SG had has suddenly disappeared. It's going to be a 3K disparity, but slowly catching up with all these spin waves crashing towards this side. But this is the problem that we mentioned early on. When you have so many mages on the side of Evos SG, Lemon can just stack all these over MR. When the game ends, of course, I want to see what Fel has to think about this.
I think let's just show the items right now. Let's just see how they itemized against this certain Evos SG lineup. As you can see, there are a lot of Queen's Wings. There's probably an Oracle that's gonna come out of Lemon. And Psycho as well with the Athena Shield. He's gonna pick up the Oracle. And they are just... they're not holding back on these magic mitigation items. Lemon going in, and this is what I was talking about. Potato getting caught out.
Wait a minute, he's going on a 1v1. And he walks out with a kill. Lemon, are you insane or what? You're still going for it. And oh my, so as well as JPL, they are going down. And they are just being pushed and pulled. Pokemon can only watch his teammates fall. R7 being really low, but that's not going to be enough. Triple going to R7, and RRQ says, dream all you want. We are trying to secure the upper brackets itself, and we will see you in the playoffs later on. And RRQ Hoshi, after such a tough game, they have been able to secure that wipeout, and the Indonesian side finally see the light at the end of the tunnel.
RRQ falls short. No, Evos falls short of getting that upper bracket. RRQ just being the dominant force that they are, and a lot of people have been expecting this, but they did not expect Evos to get one game against RRQ.
Honestly, that itself is respectable coming from both sides. Potato has put out the performance of his life. Today marks a history where Evos Singapore, they are going to be going in towards phase 2 as the second place finisher in their respective group. But you can definitely see the hopes of the nation is up there. So, of course, having a little bit of heartbreak alongside Potato, they gave it their all, and you can see one wrong move will cost you a game.
They were almost there, but at the same time, it was a linear strategy.